This video, I want to go over the new photos for Season 7 that have been released, as well as the new Season 7 poster, which they actually animated, and it's kind of creepy. So we got 7 new images for Season 7 of Game of Thrones. Coincidence? I think not. And I want to go over them, but first, I want to talk about that poster for Season 7 they just released today, which just totally wigged me out. The Season 7 poster is just the Night King, but what's cool is that they animated it, and if you look into his eye, you can see Jon Snow. Which makes total sense. They know that Jon Snow has killed one of them. They also know that Jon Snow is trying to rally people together to stop them. So right now, he's #1 on their list of undesirables. They are certainly gunning for Jon, and I wouldn't be surprised if Winterfell is the first place they go and they just try to wreck the place. First was Daenerys on her holy shit that's a huge dragon. Her dragons get dramatically bigger each season, but Drogon looks insane. And her dragons are supposed to be the size of 747s this season, so yeah. The picture shows Dany in battle on her dragon with tons of fire around her. You can also see Lannister soldiers in the background. Also what looks like a Dothraki fighter. I mean, we knew we were getting battles this season. We knew Daenerys was going to go to the Seven Kingdoms and start kicking butt, but for some reason, seeing that photo of her on Drogon just gets me so revved up for Season 7. Imagine what her enemies are thinking and feeling as they see her and her 3 dragons going into battle. You have to realize that dragons have not been seen, well, officially seen, there's been claims, in about 147-ish years. The last one died out, supposedly, about 147 years ago. So for them to see dragons in battle, it has to be terrifying. They have to be thinking, yeah, I'm gonna GTFO. I'm kind of wondering how many are going to remember reading or hearing about Aegon's conquest and him having 3 dragons, even though he had his 2 sister wives as well. And then they're like, yeah, you know, I think I'm just going to save myself from being a charred corpse, and I'm gonna join the woman with the 3 dragons. Drogon is without a doubt bigger than the other 2 and is essentially the alpha dragon. Does anyone else see a saddle? I really think a saddle is a good idea if she's going to be active in battle. We've heard stories of people in the world of Ice and Fire falling from their dragons. Usually ends in death. Then we have Jaime standing by Cersei on the Iron Throne, guarding her. He is still wearing his Lannister armor, so I'm hoping this means he doesn't go back to being a Kingsguard, or rather in this case, a Queensguard, because we've seen the Queensguard and their outfits are simply fabulous. So if Jaime was going to be a Queensguard, he would likely be wearing that armor. But seeing Jaime standing next to Cersei means that Jaime still has his sister's back. Jaime, man, best advice I will ever give you. Don't stick your dick in crazy. I realize it's a little bit too late for you, and I also realize that 99% of women are just batshit insane, but that's what makes finding that 1% that's just a majestic unicorn that much more fulfilling. In all seriousness though, get the fuck out of there. Also, the throne room looks kind of boring. I guess I figured with a woman now ruling the Iron Throne that maybe they would have spruced up the throne room a little bit. I realize that's a tad bit sexist, but it's okay because we're all friends here. And if we're not friends, Arya on a horse traveling, likely heading to Winterfell. Notice the Ned hairstyle. Huge indication she's fully embracing her Stark identity and heading to Winterfell this season. And maybe we get some killing along the way. And just throwing this out there, if Arya arrives at Winterfell after Jon has already left, I'm going to videotape myself stabbing a box with the images of D&D glued onto it. And then the episode that happens in, that Arya arrives at Winterfell and Jon's already gone, that's going to be part of my episode review. I'm just going to be stabbing the fuck out of that box with their images on it. Tormund at Winterfell, possibly looking for Brienne to serenade her and just fuck the hell out of her. But we know Tormund is likely going with Jon, who is leaving, which, speaking of that, we get a photo showing Jon leaving Winterfell and the snow coming down. The snow is likely indicating the others are getting closer. We can also see Davos on his horse in the background, so he is going with Jon, as the leaks have already stated. And Jon is probably leaving Winterfell to warn the other lords and areas, hey, the others are coming and they're super undead army, so maybe we should do something about that. Sansa and Littlefinger likely watching Jon leave Winterfell. Sansa does not look pleased and probably wants her brother to stay close. Remember when her family left her for varying circumstances, some of them kind of died. Bad shit started to happen to her after that happened, so I'd have to imagine her being with an immediate family member again at her home, and that immediate family member then being like, okay, well, bye. Even among loyal men, that has to make her a little bit uncomfortable. On the other hand, Littlefinger looks just delighted for the people that are leaving to be leaving, because he thinks he's gonna start scheming while Jon is gone. And then he dies. Finally, Brienne of Tarth. It's almost weird to see her smile because her character is generally so serious. We know in this photo she's at Winterfell, but the question is, does she stay with Sansa at Winterfell to guard her, or realize she is needed elsewhere? So kind of short, but what do you think? Which photo was your favorite, and what do you think about the Season 7 poster that they just released? So let me know in the comment section below. Please like this video, subscribe, and come back for more, I don't know, shit that I do.